was one of the most spectacular works of animation for its day, rivaling even that of the great Walt Disney Animation Studios. Welcome back to this wonderful presentation of something that is truly remarkable for its time. Superman and the Mechanical Monsters, 1941, the Deluxe Boxed Set for Mezzo Toys. It is an absolutely delightful work of pop culture, an artifact of joy, unlike any of the other artifacts of joy we have seen. A confession, Superman is my favorite. You may have seen our previous Superman feature when we did the Mezco Toys Superman 1978. But truth be told, also, there was a lot of problems with this video, as so much of what I had planned had been copyrighted, even though I had gone through the proper channels. Lots of hits on YouTube, so I had to strip down this particular production. Nevertheless, these are some absolutely fabulous toys. There you see, of course, mild-mannered reporter Clark Kent, the alter ego of Superman. It's who he really is. I am very fond of the Superman that when he says, Clark Kent is who I am, Superman is what I do. You know, quite the opposite of Batman, if you think about it. But these figures are absolutely delightful. And they look as though they leapt right off of the darkened cathedral movie houses of the 1940s, where these shorts by the Max Fleischer Studios, which is where I've come across a lot of the copyrighted content hits. The Max Fleischer Studios, there's Lois Lane. Just an absolutely gorgeous depiction. Again, in the vein of the Max Fleischer cartoons of Superman in the 1940s, 1941 to be exact. It was a very expensive endeavor for the Max Fleischer Studios, and in fact it proved ruinous for the Max Fleischer Studios, as famous features had to finish off the run after Max Fleischer Studios went under. Max Fleischer also known for doing Betty Boop and Popeye the Sailor Man. But the cartoons for Superman are a cut above anything. Even Walt Disney it rivaled Walt Disney's best animation. If you go back, they're still very watchable today. I absolutely enjoy them, and there, of course, is the Metal Monster. More of a thief and a bank robber more than anything. It was an accumulation of wealth, which was pretty much for the times. Most of the evil plots involved theft and accumulation of wealth at the time. But the Metal Monster himself here stands about twice as tall, maybe, as Superman does. It's 3 3/4 inch for Superman, my favorite scale, as I am a Kenner Star Wars aficionado. And this one probably stands around 6 inches, with some accessories here for the Metal Monster to take flight. And I believe I'll show you that you can open his hatch as well. But these are such beautiful figures, and Mezco has done an absolutely remarkable job depicting the animation style here. And of course, the animation style here that Max Fleischer would prove very influential as the peerless Batman the Animated Series would find itself emulating the Max Fleischer cartoons. And there you see the hatch where the robots, the Metal Monster, would place the gold pieces, one of which is included here in this set. This is just an absolute joy to have in my collection. I am parting with many of my items in my collection because it's time to thin the herd, so to speak, and many of which I sell on eBay for charity, and more auctions will come up. But these will never leave my collection. It's just something that's it's almost heartwarming to look at it. And here, I think you'll know what this is in a moment. Something you certainly won't find today. The telephone booth in which Superman or Clark Kent would often dash into to change into a Superman costume undetected. Yes, a joke of that was made in the 1978 Superman movie, as phone booths such as this were already well on their way out of style and out of fashion. But this is absolutely remarkable. You're going to see a little play feature here, which I do so like, as Clark Kent enters the phone booth, and a little dial upon the bottom right of the phone booth, you will see Superman transformed. Look at that. Just absolutely remarkable. The dial on the bottom, of course, it needs a little loosening, but it is a terrific addition to this artifact of joy, these artifacts of joy. And you'll see a cardboard play set, which I quite like. I know a lot of people were disappointed in these, but I enjoyed it for the Batman 66 set we did last year, and I enjoy it here. I think it's well done. It fits the cartoon style. It looks like a cartoon. And you see the lair of the scientist here who created the metal monsters and a trapdoor in which Lois Lane finds herself in peril, and Superman would have to come and rescue the damsel in distress. Although Lois, not necessarily a damsel in distress, she's tough. She is as much as part of Superman as Superman himself. A friend of mine would once often be fond of saying that Lois Lane is only... Superman is only as good as the Lois Lane. But I think Superman can stand on his own. As much as I love Lois Lane, I think that Superman is only as good as the Clark Kent. And this Superman is one for the ages. Oh my. Until next time,